guess I better go ahead and talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 because everyone's talking about it. I personally understand that they're trying to make comparisons to the Steam Deck. But keep in mind, guys, I'm just pointing out the Steam Deck right now. The top tier one that they have, that is the $649 with the OLED screen. It does have support for HDR display, and you can see right here has Wi-Fi 6. But if you look at the Nintendo Switch specs, which I looked at, because it was like it was pretty interesting though. Looking at it, it's like it does have support for HDR10. It does have some interesting stuff. Like it can output a lot of stuff. I heard that NVIDIA is custom processor will have support for DLSS and also ray tracing. And that's what a lot of people are kind of excited for. A powerful handheld that does ray tracing. That's what Nintendo is trying to market this to. But also the fact, yes, it can support backwards compatibility from what I heard here, because it even mentions it. Like, let me look at it. Let me look. Where is it? The game cards? Like both Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch game cards can be inserted. And yes, it will possibly have some backwards compatibility. From what I heard, the developers mentioned that certain Nintendo Switch games will work on the system. It's just how well can it emulate on the system? That's the question that I was wondering about, because they said it would be a yes and a no on the backwards compatibility. Yes, it will have backwards compatibility. No, it will. Certain games won't work on it, depending on the list that they have for it, because there's certain games that don't work on the Nintendo Switch that doesn't emulate well, because they're working on trying to make sure that everything emulates well with it. So that's what I'm seeing here, and you can see right here the support resolution, also the output audio. This is kind of an interesting system, because compared to that's very impressive. And you can see right here that it does have refresh rate. It does have Wi-Fi 6E. But here's the thing that most people are not pointing out. It says that it has Wi-Fi lane and Wi-Fi 6E. Wi-Fi 6, but it doesn't have Wi-Fi 6E. It does have Bluetooth support. And I don't know. Does it have Bluetooth support? I don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't have Bluetooth. And I gotta ask anyone who you can, if anyone has a Steam Deck, put your comment and tell me, does it have Bluetooth support? I'm asking. Probably the other third party Steam Decks do probably have Bluetooth support, but that's from what I heard. I think the ROW Strix, I think the ROW Strix one actually has Bluetooth, from what I heard. The Asus Alliance one, I think that one actually had a Bluetooth controller thing. Yeah, they did have that. But as far as I know, this is an interesting system. I'm not trying to hate on the Nintendo Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch 2 does definitely have a lot of good capabilities. And looking at that system, I would say, yeah, if you feel like you need to buy it, go buy it. Because I understand. Like, if you want to buy it for your kids, buy it for your kids. It does have some interesting features, but let's be skeptical on them, because I don't know if it's going to work. Will it play out well enough for Nintendo? Maybe, because I understand people don't really care about what goes on outside the Nintendo ecosystem. They care if the games are fun on the Nintendo system, because people buy Nintendo Switch for the exclusive games, the good games that Nintendo produce. That's what they buy it for, and that's what families buy it for, because they know Nintendo makes good quality games. Unlike other companies, like for example Sony is known to make their own version, their own good games too, but sadly lately they've been, let's just say they're not doing so well. But anyways, leave your thoughts down below and tell what you guys think. I gotta get out of here. I'm just gonna go. Peace.